No matter the location, from O-A-K-L-A to LV, I'm a Raider.
Raider Nation, what's going on, y'all? It's time to get into this Raiders mailbag. But I'll tell you what, this mailbag, zero truck heads, couldn't happen without our sponsor, Manscaped. Go support our sponsors. It helps out the show a lot. Go to manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off and free shipping on the best male grooming products. Yeah, just checked it out. Looks pretty good. All right, let's go to the first one here. ATL Silver Black 22. Mitch, Raiders should trade Trent Brown and Lamarcus Joyner for Julio Jones. You know what? They absolutely should. The only issue here is the Atlanta Falcons laugh in the Raiders' face because Trent Brown, you're not going to get anything for him right now because he's making all this money and he's not playing. Lamarcus Joyner, he hasn't been good. And also Julio, he might miss week 5. He's been battling some injuries, and he is a fun wide receiver, and it is a big name. His contract is not that easily to be traded for, like, whatsoever. So if that's the trade we could do it, great. If you're looking for a receiver to go out and get, I mean, maybe you could look at a Mohamed Sanu since he's just been released by the 49ers, and I know that there's a Paul Gunther connection there. But Mo Sanu is not very good whatsoever. But you know what? Let's have a little bit of fun. Julio Jones, if the trade was to be made, you'd have Julio, you have Henry Ruggs, Rico Gafford, Zay Jones, also the name that I, like an idiot, didn't put on here, Brian Edwards, Nelson Aguilar. Sure, it would be a big help, but let's just get one thing straight. The Raiders are not going to go out and trade for Julio Jones, and it's definitely going to cost them a whole lot more than Trent Brown, who hasn't played. He's played, what, 10 snaps this year, not even, and Lamarcus Joyner. But I appreciate the creativity. All right, we got a super chat coming in here. What up, my man, Mad Plan 2? Do you think that the Raiders should move on from Carr? First off, shout out to Mad Plan 2. He was watching, or he was commenting like 2 hours ago. That's my dude right there. Do I think that the Raiders should move on from Carr? The answer to this is no if the Raiders make the playoffs. I'm going to say yes, though, if they don't make the playoffs, and I'm not going to sit here and say that Derek, it's going to be his fault entirely because the defense has been so bad. However, if after 8 years of you playing quarterback, you have 0 playoff wins, and for the Raiders, you're trying to compete with Patrick Mahomes, and you shouldn't come out and play just to make the playoffs. You should try to win a Super Bowl. I think right now, in order for the Raiders to do that, because the defense is so bad, you got to roll the dice a little bit and try to get a top 10 quarterback. You guys know that I like Derek. He's just not a top 10 quarterback. Another super chat coming in from Elizabeth Z. Should we go out and get Mohamed Sanu, who was released today? Also, is it possible to switch Joyner to safety and Harris to slot corner? Harris should absolutely not play slot corner, so let's just get that out of the way. Do I think that Lamarcus Joyner, though, could be moved to safety? Yeah, I honestly do. I think it would make a lot of sense. And then going out and getting Mo Sanu, I mean, you know what? Maybe I'll make a video about it. All right, producer Brett, he's on top of it. Let's make a deal here. If you want me to make a video about maybe wide receivers that the Raiders could trade for, this video needs to get to 500 likes, and I'll make one. It's as simple as that. I know a lot of y'all hit me up like, Mitch, can you make this video? Mitch, can you make this one? I honestly wish it was up to me. At the end of the day, we go over what we think is going to get views and what we think is going to work, and if the bosses tell me no, I can't do it. So let's get 500 likes on this video, and then I'll be able to make one. Adrian, what up, my dude? Is J.J. Watt a possibility? Bill O'Brien ruined the Texans and could look to ship stars for draft capital. We need more pressure. J.J. Watt, the only reason why I'll say that the Houston Texans will never move on from J.J. Watt is because of all the amazing things that he did for that city during the hurricane, and the name of the hurricane is escaping me. But I don't see that happening, and yes, Bill O'Brien is garbage, and they moved on from him. The Texans also don't have a first or a second-round pick. But for the Raiders, it also doesn't make sense to go out and trade for a player who's way past his prime when you're really not in your win-now window. So for me, I would say no. Now, something that everyone should be saying yes to right now is going to Manscaped and getting the Lawnmower 3.0. Manscaped.com/Raiders is how you get it. You're going to save 20% off and get free shipping on the best male grooming products out there. So, how about this? Do y'all shave your junk? Have you shaved it this week? Y for yes, N for no. If you're sitting here typing your N for no, what are you doing? Women, they don't like all this bush down here. If you're looking like George W., get rid of it. Shave your Ken Stabler so you can spit venom and do what you need to be able to do. So if you're typing your N for no, manscaped.com/Raiders, 20% off, free shipping. Support the sponsors. I promise you, you're going to love it. Got a super chat. Mitch, she's too hot for you. Well, luckily, the only reason why Alex and I are dating is because Manscaped. Manscaped.com/Raiders. No, appreciate it. Today's Alex's birthday. It's my girlfriend. Hit her up, just Alex Sophia, on Instagram. Wish her a happy birthday. It was on October 6th, so if you guys don't see this during the live show, that's what he's referring to. But, yes, if you're wondering how, I got a girl out of my league, Manscaped. England is my city. Where are you watching from? If we disappoint this season, then should we fire Gruden? The reason why this is no is for the simple fact of Gruden signed a 10-year, $100 million contract, and if you fire him, you got to pay the remainder of the contract. So it is a no from me, Bob. Next question. Cool story, bro. Trade for John Ross. See, I've been saying this one for about a week and a half. I actually think the most realistic option for the Raiders trading for a wide receiver might actually be John Ross. And the reasons are, when you look at what the Bengals got, he's their fourth wide receiver, probably be the cheapest. Plus, the Raiders wanted to be able to add speed. John Ross definitely has speed. And if the injury to Henry Ruggs is severe enough, you could potentially see Gruden or Mike Mayock say, oh crap, we need to go out and get somebody. John Ross, I do think, is a player to at least keep in mind. This is a tough question here, all right? So, prediction. Look into your crystal ball. I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's show. We've gotten a lot of questions around wide receivers. Which Raiders wide receiver will have the most receiving yards in 2020? Let me know in the comments section. All right, y'all. Why? Appreciate the question. Do you think that some of our more disappointing players like Maliek Collins, Cory Littleton, and Clelin Ferrell do better in Rod's defense? So, only two of those players have been bad. I've seen a lot of people kind of ripping on Clelin Ferrell actually has probably been the Raiders' best defensive edge rusher. Yes, I understand he doesn't have any sacks, but when you really watch the tape, Cleve's making a difference on the defensive line. So, Maliek Collins has been bad. Cory Littleton's been bad. Rod's defense, though, I mean, I don't think it could be much worse than Paul Gunther. Super chat from Jose, my man. Make sure that you guys are using hashtag Raiders. We got 1,300 people watching right now. Or to get on the show, you can super chat. Mitch, if Carr keeps fumbling, do you think Mariota might get a chance to start?
But
Yeah, that's what I think about that. No, I mean, it makes no sense to start Marcus Mariota. Guys, remember, he was horrible in training camp. Think about all the reports of him not knowing the offense, him not being in sync with the receivers. And yes, Carr keeps fumbling, but even if Carr keeps fumbling, he is a better option than Mariota. No, I am not starting Marcus Mariota. Now, I want you guys to set a reminder here, okay? The Raiders Report, it goes live every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. The only time that would change, if there is, let's say, breaking news. If there is breaking news, we're going to cover it. If you're looking for daily Raider videos around the latest news, rumors, if you're looking for live interactive shows where, we can shout out guys like Edward Torres, Ryan_CL, Chris Gorman. Appreciate you guys watching. That's what the Raiders Report's all about. Make sure you click that big red button that says sub. Let's try to get to 57K subs by Sunday. I would really appreciate that. Kevin Robbins 115. Can we get rid of Trent Brown since he don't want to play? It's very frustrating. It is very, very frustrating that he hasn't played. And since the Raiders have signed him and basically made him the highest paid right tackle in the National Football League, he's had an opportunity to play in 20 games. He's played in 10-plus snaps in only half of them. So that's something to think about. The reason why you can't move on from him this year, though, is because he's making $21.5. If you cut him, you still got to pay him $21.5. However, for next year, I would be shocked if Trent Brown ends up coming back because you can move on from him. It's going to save you $14 million. Yes, I understand it's frustrating, but no, you're stuck with him for this year. Bruh, trade for Jessie Bates. You're like the fourth or fifth person to say trade for Jessie Bates. It ain't happening. Sure, it would help. But, bruh, it's at least creative. It would definitely help out the Raiders. That's for damn sure. But, bruh, I don't know if you follow me on IG, and I see a lot of people like, Mitch, can you put me on the show? So, Mike Fayome, Trooperman2, and then Freddie Figs. They recently just gave me a follow on IG. If you want to get shout out, if you were trying to get some Instagram clout, hit me up on IG. Also, if I missed your question, always after the live shows, I go into my DMs, I answer the questions, and I try to go in there just about every 24 hours, so be patient. If I didn't get to your question yesterday, I will get to it. Hit me up on IG, Mitchell Renz365.